Hi everyone, it's HarryBo21 and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to install my latest perk update for Black Ops 3 mod tools that will add all of the previous perks from Black Ops 1 and 2 to your map. Just to highlight a point very quickly, one of the reasons that I'm doing this tutorial today, even though I write instructions for everything that I put up, is so that Ice Grenade has no reason to once again take my instructions, read them out on his own YouTube channel and profit from it. So now you can look at my YouTube video instead of his. The first thing you're going to want to do is come to Modme, which is this page here. And if you look, you'll usually find my content on the front as I update quite often, but otherwise you'll just go to Forum, Public Assets, and you will find mine and several other people's great content on here. So if you come into this one here, HarryBo's Perks version 2.1.1, still says 2.1.0 there because I haven't asked Porter to update the links yet. This is the latest version, 2.1.1. This is now stable, everything works, there is no longer a connection bug. When you are ready, just click the download the file. Just as another note, you'll usually find links to anything I have that's stable and useful in my signature as well. If you struggle to find it, just find any post that I've written on, you'll see it down there. Anyway, once you've downloaded that, you will get this folder here. It has everything that you need to install the perks, and a nice set of instructions that explains everything you need to do, which is what we're going to be following today, and also a credits list. This is everyone who has helped me to make this content. All of these people should be credited in your map if you use this content. Now, we don't want to waste too much time. We're going to try and do this as quick as possible. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your Black Ops 3 directory. So if we bring this up here, there's your Black Ops 3 directory. So the next thing you're going to want to do is just copy all of these files, except for that one, over to your Black Ops install. Now it's going to ask you if you want to overwrite files, which obviously I'm not going to do because I made them, so they're already in there. The next thing we are going to do is create our map. So if you come into the mod tools, you go to File, New, give it a name. We'll go with Perk Tut. And make sure you're using a ZM mod level. All done. Now, we're going to look at the instructions and follow the exact order that I've said. So what's the first thing? Open the download, copy all the files except for that one. So we've got that. The next thing we're going to do is open up the user maps folder. So let's have a look. Here we go. I'm going to your map name. And we're going to copy these files into our new map that we just created, which you will find we just created here, and simply paste them in. Now this has copied all of the scripts that you need. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is open up your map name GSC. So that, as you see, is this one because we called it Perk Tut. So there you go. I'll just put some syntax highlighting on so we can see properly. Whoop, wrong one. Find this line, which is there, and underneath add all of this, like so. That's ready now. And then for your map name CSC, you want to do the exact same thing. So let's bring it back up. Wrong one. This one. Again, same line again. Come down here, paste, and save. What's the next step? Okay, next, in your map name CSC, you want to find this line. Here it is, right here. Above it, you want to add this. Now this is to add the custom lure. This is all thanks to DTZxPorter from modme.co.uk or .com, and we were unable to modify lure, which is what's used for the menus and the icons and everything now in Black Ops 3. So having access to this is absolutely great. However, to use this content, you will also need to install his lure patch. So if you follow the link that I gave you in the instructions, or if you just navigate to it on Modme itself, you'll find it takes you to the lure install page. What you need to do is download this. I'll give you a nice little zip. Open it up, and there is your file. All you need to do is go back to your Black Ops install, go to the bin folder, and drag this into there. Again, I'm not going to do it because I already have it. If you do not do this, the Lua will not compile, you will not get your icons, and you may possibly get other errors. So the next step, step 5, we need to open our map's zone file. So if we come to our map, where is it? Perktut, right click, edit zone file. Once again, we'll just put the syntax highlighting on. Find these lines. There they are, right at the top. Now this is very specific. This does need to go directly underneath it. Something to do with the effects makes it give you an error otherwise, and the perk lights will look kind of funny. I'm not sure why that is. It is the case though. Just pop that in there and save. So that is now this step complete. Now the next thing we are going to do is set up the sounds. Now this is nice and straightforward, and I've included in the download, if we have a look, whoops, hold on, an example of how it should be laid out. So what we need to do is open our map folder. Where's our map folder? User maps, Perktut. And then we need to open the sound folder, which is this one here. Open zone config, open your SCZ file. You'll look, it's absolutely horrifically formatted the first time you open it, so I'm just going to correct that now. It's really hard to read if you don't do this. It makes a lot more sense when it's all laid out properly. Oh, nearly there. Just takes a minute. Oh. There we go, nearly there. I don't know why, but for some reason they have this on a separate line. This was clearly thrown together in a rush right before launch. You can tell just by the horrific condition it's in. Anyway, it should look something like that. If we come back to the tutorial, it says to find this, user aliases. Here it is. It says underneath it, directly add this. So directly after this, which is this right here. This has to be exactly correct. If anything is wrong, it will throw an error in launcher, you will have no sounds, and potentially your map won't even compile. So you've got to make sure it's absolutely spot on. So it should look something like this. The formatting doesn't have to be exactly like this, but I would recommend doing it just so you've got a better idea of what's actually going on in this file, and you can spot mistakes and things much easier. So that is now done. Sounds are completely finished. You can close that file. Step 7 now, we need to go into Radiant. So if we open Radiant now. Okay, now the first thing you may notice is that my map is slightly different when I create one. This is just because I've edited the template, and you can find the template if you're curious in Rex, Templates, ZM mod level, map source, ZM, template. You can open that in Radiant, make your changes, save it, and then whenever you create a map, the changes will apply. So in here, I've got a couple of mystery box placed. I've got the correct spawner in here. It should be this one, the user map zombies that uses the Genesis archetypes, not the factory ones. They were the ones we were given at launch and they are outdated. It's got the dog spawners in here. Even if you're not using dogs in your map, make sure you place them, but just turn them off in the script. The reason for this is these spots, the spots where the dogs spawn, these are the points that the zombies will walk to when they can't target a player. This is how Treyarch set it up in the example code they gave us. It could be changed, but I don't really care about doing that. If you don't want the dogs, just turn them off in script, but make sure you leave the spawners in there. This is why you'll find dog spawners in every map. It's not because they were actually going to be in every map. You'll also see you have the original perk machines that Treyarch included. We don't want them, although it wouldn't really matter if you did use them, but we don't want them anyway. So we're going to go to, if we can find it, oh, it's prefab browser. Prefab browser, go to ZM, HarryBo21 prefabs, perks, and we're going to want to start placing all of our perk icons, perk prefabs, sorry. So we'll start quick revive. Oh, wish I could actually see. Let's have a look. Okay, so we'll put that one there. Oh, can't see again. And then double tap, that one there, We'll move them in a minute, actually, it's fine as they are. So we'll go with Juggernog. Where are you, Juggernog? Huh, right next to me. Typical. Make sure you unselect things before you try dragging something else in, or it won't let you. Sleight of hand. Then we have Deadshot Daiquiri. Where are you? Deadshot. PhD Flopper. Stamina, which is called Marathon. Mule Kick, which is called Additional Primary Weapon. Tombstone. Who's Who. Electric Cherry. Volterade. And Widow's Wine. Let's just go and align these all nicely so that things aren't getting in the way of other things. Things inside things is never a good thing. See what I did there? I think that was quite funny. Okay, so we'll just pop these over like so. Oops. Put that over there. Obviously you don't really want them overlapping like that, but we will move it, because otherwise that'll look weird. Tombstone. Oops. Selected the floor as well there. Who's Who. Electric Cherry. Volterade. And Widow's Wine. That's all of the perks added now. Now you also have the Wonder Fizz. You simply place a couple more. Okay, don't use that one. Oh, still don't use that one. So if you go to, scroll down a bit, Wonder Fizz, and this is the proper Wonder Fizz, obviously. Now if you think it looks a little bit weird at the moment, I'll show you why. I'm in regular view. If you go into in-game view, whoop, it will look proper when I've compiled lights, which I can't even do. Anyway, that's fine for now. So you just place a couple of these, as many as you want. Have 1, have 10, doesn't really matter, however many you want. So that's all of the Wonder Fizzes in there. Now something else I included in here that you may want to take advantage of is I added the Gobblegum machines. I added all of their assets so you can actually see them in Radiant, instead of having that weird block thing that you have no idea what it is. So we'll stick one of them in there. In fact, we'll stick 2 in. I don't want to copy the wall. There we go. So we've got a couple of Gobblegums, we've got a couple of Wonder Fizzes, we've got our mystery box already set up, and we've got all of the perks added. And now let's quickly find out why I can't see my light. I hate that one. I'm not going to mess about with that because that's not what I care about. So that will at least work. Now it should be everything that you need to do. Let's just double check the instructions one more time. Everything should be fine. Compile, link your map, and you are done. So let's close the instructions now. Save the map, close it. Go back to launcher, link, compile, and light. Build the map. Okay, it's nearly finished. There's no errors. As you see, everything's fine. Now, you'll know if you've installed the Lure mod correctly because you'll be seeing this. It appears once down there, up here once above, somewhere here it is. If If you're not seeing that, then you haven't installed the Lure mod properly. Anyway, it's now done. That should be fine now. Let's take a look. Just before we run it as well, I'm going to show you. I did have a lightning bolt then, but it just disappeared. Everything looks normal again now, as you see. Ta-da! Everything's back to a complete normal. Now the perk machine should not have lights on them. They are done by effects in the script. There should be no actual lights in Radiant. So let's just close back out of Radiant. It's already compiled, so we can just run the game now. Let's see how it works. Okay, the game's about to run. Let's see how it turns out. I have to forgive my computer's slow load time. And here we go. Turn on God mode. See? Gobblegums, working. Wonder Fizzes, turn power on, box work. Woodwork if I have money. If you want some money and you don't want to waste your time, we will do simply this. What's a good one? I don't have it. Set in. And map name. Come down here. Debug. Make sure it goes underneath user map main in your map name at GSC. So let's do that. Quickly link again. I said quickly link again. There we go. Let's load the game up again. Okay, we're back where we were before. Let's see. So I've got loads of money now, and the perk limit is uncapped. All the boxes are working here. You need a little revive! Double points! Turn the game sound down a little bit. I always forget to do that and people can't hear me. So let's just do it now. Ta-da! We have the perks. And if you notice, Tombstone disappeared, and this is because it's a solo game. It will come back if somebody else joins, and it will disappear again if somebody leaves. Start checking Vulture Age working properly. We've got green mist on them and everything. So we've got the icons in the bottom corner. Courtesy of Earthrock. Stand in green mist. Stand in it for a minute, and then the zombies will ignore you and walk over to those dog spawners that we discussed. Step out of it, and it takes just a second before they then decide to come back after you again. All working properly. And they drop their little things. There's a bit of ammo on the floor there. You walk on that. Get some of our clip back. All correct. Stage flopper, which I added a new ability to. If you throw a grenade, watch what happens. Bing! Wonderful. Then we have one more little ability. I should have really put a round pin for so I could test it properly, but this will do. We need to do. Good. Jump into a slide and you'll throw them absolutely miles. It's great. We'll do that again because it's absolutely awesome watching them go flying, especially if you're doing it in third person. So wait till one's down there. It's enough fun. So what's the next one we're going to want to test? Mule Kick is another one. I added a new feature to this that people liked that I had in my old World of War perks. Now if you buy a third gun, you see when you are holding it, the icon lights up. Same as if you stand in the green mist, the smoke will animate on the icon, just as it's supposed to. Now the next thing we're going to do, check out who's who. Let this guy slap me up. Come on, Danny. Oh, nice bright zoom as well, just like in the real Who2. Nice and warpy screen effects. Can't tell what's going on. What the hell? Where am I? If you want to change what gun you get while you're in Who2, that is an option in the GSH. You'll find lots of adjustable options. If you don't revive it, you see it glowing orange as well, like it's going to be, and if you leave him for a little while, that icon starts to go red. Doesn't look silly anymore. Get rid of all these guys. Back first, let's put Modme back on, otherwise that'll annoy the crap out of me. I've got quick revive, so if I don't revive myself, we will get back up there anyway. We're going to test this. See, that's done by Lua, actual revive icon. That doesn't work. And we have everything back as we're supposed to. Come over and check one if this is all working. And here we go. And you'll notice the tombstone is not in the machine because we are playing on solo. If somebody were to join, it would come into the machine. If you bought tombstone and then that person left, tombstone will be taken away from you. If he then rejoined, you would get tombstone back because you had it before he quit, unless you died in between. Everything else is all working correctly. Dead shot. Right, I've already got quick revive because I revived myself. Double tap on that, but we have it. The perk sounds are working. Stamina. Cherry. Working. Widow's Vine. And you'll notice that also stacks with PhD Flopper. Ding. And it no longer stacks when you get hit, which was a problem. Well, it wasn't a problem. It's something I left in before. People didn't seem to like it. If you notice, the box is showing which location is actually the box, not every one on the map. Again, like a certain someone's ones. I quickly spin the box so it moves. See the wall buys, we've got their icons on them as well. And the Gobblegums have icons. And the Pack-a-Punch has an icon. Take forever to move now. There we go. Good look. Question mark will disappear and it will appear on the other one. Okay, maybe it won't. Close enough, I think. Oh, the other one appeared. There we go. I don't know why the other one doesn't disappear. It usually does. I'll have to take a look at that later. It'll be patched anyway. So there you go. Everything works. Everything is exactly as it should be. All working correctly. Now, just quickly, I'm going to explain what I meant about the GSH files. If you go back to your map name folder, it's not this one. First thing we're going to cover actually is if you wanted to change the icons in your map. If you go here, you will find all of the perk icons. These are image files, not material files. You only need to create images. I've given 2 sets of examples in 8 that you can copy and paste. So simply change them there, make sure you add them to your zone, and that's actually all you need to do to change them. And then further from there, if you wanted to, this is also good because it means it's map specific. You don't have to keep messing around changing textures every time you need to recompile. If you look in the settings, you will always find something helpful that I've given you, you can change. Like, is this perk in the Wonder Fizz? Yes, it is. So there it is. How many weapons can you have with Mule Kick? It's 3 by default, so I set it to that, but if you want 4, 5, 6, you can change that all here. What else have we got? So if we go into PhD Flopper, you don't like my multi-grenade thing? That's fine, turn it off right here. You don't like my slide explode thing? That's fine, turn it off right here. You want to change what round it will kill till? Change it right here. Change the range here, the height that you need to jump here. Everything can be modified. And quick revive, let's see, how many times can you use it? 3 times, all working properly. Don't ever need to touch that one. Don't ever need to touch that one, or that one, or that one, really. and maybe some settings out of that later. Don't really need to change this. Again, for every single one as well, if you wanted to change the icon that you see when you're in Voltrade, it's just set up there, it's just an effects. If you come into Who's Who, there's another one that had some things that people wanted. So if you don't want to use the really bright vision, just turn this off, because some maps are really bright and it makes it impossible to see. You could change the actual vision file if you wanted to here by looking at my example one and changing it. If you wanted to set a weapon, like say you wanted to have the ray gun Mark II, just set it there. That's all you need to do. I guess you just turn this off if you don't want to see my little custom revive icon, but I'd suggest you leave that on. Everything's set here, the perk models, them, these. There's also the ability to use this in a mod if you wanted, and to use that you would need to come in here and use this. You'll also find the check for change is threaded. If you just want to quickly check that, I'll show you. Okay, here we are back in the map. Now, first thing I want to show you is that when Tombstone has been removed, it will not give you change like a certain other person's will. However, if the machine comes back, it will give you change, which is how it should be. It shouldn't give you money when there's no machine there. That's just silly. Now, if you come over here and lay down these, look at that. It gives you 100 like it's supposed to, not 400 and 4 different sounds at the same time, again, like a certain other person's. So everything in these perks works properly, except for apparently the mystery box icon, which I will patch as soon as I can. So if you want to get this, just go over to Modme, grab it from my download there, and if you keep an eye there as well, you'll see my other uploads and things, or also keep an eye on my YouTube, maybe like and subscribe, follow my content, and as I do new things, or when I update my template and things, I always post update videos when I do commission work. If you want to contact me for commission work, you certainly can. If you feel like donating, feel free. Otherwise, just enjoy the content and hopefully make some great maps, and stop using the terrible content just because you can't be bothered to change it. So I've been HarryBo21, enjoy the rest of your day, thank you, bye bye.